All right. Next subject, Grant.
What's that?
Concord.
Oh, God, I was hoping this game was
All right, this is big
dead,
news.
dead and
Dude,
buried.
this has to be one of the biggest gaming failures of ever, right? I
Mhm.
mean, is
Oh,
there
yeah.
anything bigger than this? All right, so
No.
this is what we're going to talk about. Concord actually cost, listen to this now, $400 million to make. This is not including PlayStation buying Firewalker Studios. Okay. Now, along with this $400 million, they actually thought this was going to be the next big media like Star Wars or something like that.
Yeah.
And they actually did this by pushing in, what is it, Love, Death, and Robots, the animation. They're making like another thing that's going to have like video games in it, I think.
Yeah.
I think it's the same creators of Love, Death, and Robots. But anyway, so they're going to have Concord in that animated. I think it's on Netflix. Eventually, it's going to come out on Netflix. But they're going to have Concord actually in that. So they thought, that was like their first step. They're going to introduce this new world, and this is what it was going to be. $400 million, dude.
You could have made a good game with that money. People are going to point to, well, E.T. for their Atari 2600 failed too. Well, E.T. took 2 weeks to make it, and how much does it really cost to make an Atari game?
Listen, man, like, I don't know what else to say about this. I mean, it is a huge failure. It is. I mean, like the way they touted this game, and we talked about this. If you guys want to see some, I guess, fortune telling, or us giving what's going to happen in the future, go look back at episode 7 when we talk about of our podcast, when we talk about Concord, when it was first shown on the State of Play.
And boy, did we get some hate for that comment. Like I was looking at because somebody, I forgot all about it. Somebody tweeted, I guess it was retweeted what we said or whatever because we were right. And one of the things was like we said, oh, this game is going to be an abysmal failure, and we were. I mean, I didn't sugarcoat it, and the guy was like, oh yeah, like your YouTube channel. He tried to come in because he thought I was going to be wrong. Yep. And I didn't say nothing. And then yesterday I had to take my victory lap.
Man, let me tell you. You know what I'm going to do?
What?
I'm going to change this.
Change the title?
Yep, episode 39.
Mm-hmm.
Let me update that. Boom. Okay. All right. We got it fixed.
It's not fixed for me. Still says the same.
I'm not talking about that. I can't update that.
Oh.
I can update that. I'm talking on Twitter.
Oh.
Or X.
Look at you.
We're
in the whole stream. We're ruined because of you.
Yep. All right. Anyway, let's continue on with Concord. All right. So
again, we have to fuck.
Yeah, we got to. All right. So, you know what the Concord lead developer believes in?
Oh, I can imagine he believes in a lot of things.
Well, the lead developer, I'm pretty sure it was a lead developer, but anyway.
He doesn't believe in good games. I do know that.
This is what he believes in.
Okay.
Whites must acknowledge their privileged position and then actively work for equality.
Oh.
And the judicial system is white supremacy.
Okay. Let me guess, he's a white guy.
I have no idea.
Oh.
So let's check this out.
You knew.
All right, so reverse the roles in that.
Oh, no, you can't. Don't go down that road.
And say that.
Oh, I know.
Put another race into that sentence and say that. So right off the bat, not only did they have shit character design in Concord, one of the many aspects why this failed.
So it's the white
pronouns. They added gameplay that looked like Overwatch, or just was not anything new. Is nothing new to a hero FPS. They offered nothing new. And now they have a lead developer that's pretty much a racist.
Pretty much.
And I mean, if I'm someone that invested in this or on the board or something like that, like what is going through their heads? Like,
what can you do at this point?
As this game was being developed, what was going through their heads as they were making this game. Like some of the worst decisions with $400 million spent.
There was no
Some of
quality
the worst
control.
decisions in gaming history were implemented in this game that you thought was going to be the next intellectual property, big one, you know, in all media and stuff like that. You thought that with all those decisions, you thought this was going to be something big.
So there was no, what do they call it? Wherever you sit down with a bunch of like random people, and I can't think of the name. What's it called? Focus group. No, focus group.
Focus group.
There was no focus group. There was no focus group. And if it was a focus group, it was people who believed in this game. That's what I'm saying.
You think there was a focus group? I mean,
no, I'm saying if there was a focus,
have been a focus group.
No, I mean, if it was the people who basically are all aboard on this game and want the same things that they believed in, you know. But you're probably right. There probably was no focus group. Just like there probably is no CEO. Probably, I don't think there was anybody in the office. I guarantee. You remember that show Boiler Room? How they had all those phones in the garage.
Yeah,
I bet their office looked like that. Somebody, that's basically what I picture it like.
No way, dude! $400 million.
Shit, I think this is another Ponzi. It's another Ponzi scheme, man. I think it's what it was.
No,
man. Let me put it this way: somebody
got a nice little office. They probably had a nice little meeting room to talk about the game and come up with a bunch of dumb fucking ideas.
Starbucks.
Yeah,
and they probably had to go lay down. They had to go. They get tired. Nap centers, nap pods, all that stuff.
So you remember when this game first came out, you could not talk bad about it. You couldn't say anything bad about it or be attacked, and you couldn't have a justified opinions by what was released in the state of play and all the other content they released after that, leading up to the launch of the game. And we called all those shots at them. That was what we thought was wrong with the game and why it was, again, one of your major opinions or statements you said was 17 years too late.
Too late. Way too late.
But that's the thing, like $400 million, and you have these other companies making like, what's that, Marvel's Rivals?
Yeah.
And I saw another Hero FPS that looked really good. I can't remember the name of it, but I'm looking like, okay, that looks good. It's something different in a Hero FPS. You know,
it can't just be a pretty game. It has to be different now. Like, it has to be different.
The gameplay has to be way different.
Yeah, correct.
You cannot have a clone of Overwatch.
Yeah, exactly, because people are just going to play Overwatch. They're going to play what they know.
Yeah, they can take the concept, but you got to make so many different gameplay changes to attract those players. To say, oh, you know what, this is actually more fun than Overwatch. Yeah. You know, why am I playing Overwatch when I can just play this game?
It's the same thing.
I'm not saying Marvel Rivals is going to be like the next best thing, but it looks different with the team up attacks and all that stuff. It looks really different. And then you also have Deadlock, which is just going crazy right now, you know, and what is it? Closed access or whatever the hell it is right now they're going through. Deadlock, it looks great. And so many people are being attracted to that because it has something different that it brings to the Hero FPS genre.
Well, it's kind of like the old online RPG games. You know, in 1997, a great game was created, Ultima Online.
Yeah.
But after that, in 1999, what came after that? EverQuest. Good game. Why? Because it looked completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, otherwise, if it didn't look any different, they'd have went back to what they know. They would have just went on back to UO.
That's true. And you had a lot of good. I mean, they also introduced Phantasy Star during that kind of in that period. First one,
if you had internet to run it on.
Yeah, true. But you know, Warcraft just came in.
Yeah, but you know why? You know why Warcraft did that? Because there was such a hard gap of nothing. You know what I mean? Between that time,
and they really did well, at least in up to, I'd say, Wrath of the Lich King. You know, continuing that story from Warcraft 3, right? And you had that lore there, and you had a lot of good storytelling in Warcraft. And then you had, you know, just a good, fun MMORPG at the same time.
I mean, because the thing about it is, I mean, it takes some of the, I mean, they made it look beautiful, first of all.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, it took some of the concepts of EverQuest. I mean, it did, because, you know, the way you look, the way you fight and stuff like that. But it polished it up. You weren't like polygon looking, you know what I mean? And I think what attracted people to Warcraft, besides the gameplay, was the way that it looked, the beautifulness of it all.
Yeah, PvP was so much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, I
I
remember that.
haven't played Warcraft PvP in Warcraft recently. I haven't played the War Within yet,
Mhm.
but like old classic Warcraft, like up until Wrath of the Lich King was okay PvP, but I'd say definitely vanilla and then Burning Crusade.
I
Yeah,
remember I had it.
just the vanilla had great PvP for that at the time. You know what I mean? It had such a great PvP system
I remember I had it,
with
man. I
arenas and all that.
I PvP'd my ass off trying to get that gear for my
Yeah,
rogue. Took me forever.
yeah, I know. You used to
I was
have a
actually
max. You had
I
a
was actually
maxed out
decent.
rogue for a while.
I was actually decent at the PvP,
Yeah,
surprisingly, because I suck at all other PvP.
I was always good at playing a arms warrior
Yeah,
PvP wise. I actually prot warriors and classic. I think were really good too.
I bet if I
But
logged on to Warcraft now, I wouldn't know where to go or what to do. It's probably so.
it's a lot. I
Yeah,
mean, it is a lot, but you can get into the new expansion rather
but they
quickly.
simplified it down a lot, didn't they? Like compared to the
Rotation's a lot simpler, I
yeah.
noticed,
Mhm.
for classes, at least most classes that I've played. Rotation's a lot simpler than because I went up to playing up to maybe Pandaria, right?
Mm.
Mesa Pandaria. Then I stopped for so long. And I didn't pick it back up until this most recent expansion.
I hated
Well,
Mr. Pandaria,
the
man. Like
Dragonflight expansion. And I haven't played War Within yet.
I hated the Pandaria, man. I tried to get into it. I tried. I
It
really
wasn't
did.
bad. It wasn't bad.
But is it the worst one?
Cataclysm wasn't that good. I didn't like Cataclysm. You know,
But would you say Pandaria was the worst one?
to me, I would say I didn't like Cataclysm.
How would you rank them? How would you rank yours?
The ones I played, the
Yeah,
expansions I played.
yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna go right off the bat with Burning Crusade.
It's your favorite?
Yeah.
That's good. It was a good one.
Then I'd go to
I like Lich King.
Dragonflight wasn't bad, but it just wasn't like I kind of got into it late, and plus I missed so many expansions. I didn't get like most of the story. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? But me, it's Burning Crusade, Battle of Azeroth. Honestly, Battle of Azeroth is right there.
Yeah.
Battle of Azeroth was a great expansion.
You don't have the Lich King up there, man. You didn't like the Lich King? I
It's
love the
like my third.
I
It's up
love it,
there.
man.
Lich King was fun. It was fun.
I think it's
Plus, it
vanilla.
closed the story of Arthas. You know what everyone wanted. They wanted to. It's pretty much technically it ended the main Warcraft story. You know,
Yeah.
until they started to branch out into other things. It ended that Arthas saga. Let's just say that.
Yeah.